With the positive response to the last replay commentary, I'm doing another one. Probably not too many, as I promised, though. As I said, we're going to go for kind of talking about interesting talking points. And in this case, it's Duskblade Thresh, and why you probably shouldn't play it top lane. Or at all, maybe, actually. We'll get onto that a bit more, possibly later, depending if a video has come out yet. There will be a, I guess, one-shot Thresh build guide in hilariously high detail coming out fairly soon, or it's already out. You'll know if you're from the future. Otherwise, it is expected, or I'm hoping, to get this by next Saturday, so from this video's upload date, as it will be uploaded beforehand. In said video, we'll talk a lot about Duskblade and, well, some of its issues. Here we are fighting the hilariously one-sided Jax matchup, especially against this particular Jax. I'm sure other Jaxes could give me a run for my money, but certainly not this one. With Jax, actually, I have Dark Harvest, by the way, which is a hilariously bad rune for top lane, again, because it's kind of win more, and it kind of lacks sustain and poke power of Grasp, all-in power of other ones. If the enemy simply never reaches below, was it 40% HP or 50% HP, then you'll never use Dark Harvest. And if they're an advantageous laner, then it doesn't help you at all. You're likely to die. So, what this Jax likes to do is go in on me and use his E to get a stun and not, close the gap without taking any autos. The good thing about this is if you just don't attack, then your Thresh's E passive will charge up over 10 seconds, so you can get a more powerful auto attack by the time his E ends. As well as this, you can also use your Flay either straight after the stun finishes, or before he gets in range for the stun. And this will give you plenty of distance, give you a slow, and then you can beat the crap out of Jax like we're doing right now. So what he did there is he tried some kind of last-ditch attack on me. He could have probably ward jumped away and lived. He tried to go into the bush and jump back. He didn't really think midway. Teleport just didn't exist there, apparently, but he did just use it, as you can see by the cooldown. So we caught him mid-flight with Q, I think. So hit him mid-flight with Q. Then this led to some extra damage. We got him. He was very low, so we get some Dark Harvest as well, and we can play him towards us. As we were saying about Jack's kind of play patterns, if he attacks you in the very early game, levels 1 to 2 to 3 maybe, then you can also, after he has done his stun and run away because you're just doing better than him in terms of your range damage and avoiding his damage, then you can flay him towards you, and this goes for multiple enemy laners. Now this one I ended up panicking a little. I didn't expect him to be so ballsy at such low health, and I end up boxing and queuing, but the box doesn't actually hit him, so he is kind enough to run into the box for me. So very much appreciate that. We actually went BF Sword first into Shard, and I think if you're going for a Duskblade build, you should start with Stormrazor. The difference in items, at least in the initial burst damage, is about 50 damage or so, around that, 40 to 60. It's not... Let's silence the chat, if I'm remembering right. The chat in this one isn't amazingly good. I'm sure that's to some of your dismay, but, But yes, if you're going to go for that, you should go for Stormrazor because it's only 50 less damage or so. It's mixed damage, which is incredible in the early game because no one can really deal with that early unless they're rushing a Sunfire or similar item. He's going to run away and we don't get him because I was a little ambitious for my ignites. I'm trying to work on the aggression here, as in be more aggressive. Shyvana gets Dragon on her own, as the Shyvana should. Or he should hope to, at least. But Stormrazor also has a slow, which allows for follow-up attacks. And it is significantly cheaper, about 500 gold cheaper. The downside of it is that the only AD item in its build path, we're going to, I believe, get destroyed here. But we're going to try and take Jax down with us. Doesn't exactly work. That's one kill to Nunu, who's going tanky. It's okay. Dying as a top laner, honestly, doesn't mean that much. Shutting down Jax as a fresh top is going to mean way more for the game. In a typical fresh top game anyway, than getting killed once by Nunu. Unless Nunu proceeds to snowball. No pun intended, literally. But since we are full AD, actually dying is a little more impactful, but you'll find that we still have a massive advantage in our lane, especially look at that Stormrazor damage. We're going to hit him with the hook here, and he's going to kind of press Alt, press E, try to attack, and then realize, I have made a severe and continuous lapse in my judgment. Look how we're walking here, by the way. I don't need to auto-attack him while we're walking because I'm charging up an auto-attack and gaining static. You can see it's at 100, and because of the way he's had to walk, he's having to... Oh. You see, even in... I could have just walked a bit more and probably killed him. Maybe his E was back up. I don't know. I'm not really paying attention. If his E was still on cooldown, then we could have totally walked into the tower. But if it did come off cooldown, and I'm stupid because I don't know Jack's E down off by heart, haven't fought that many recently, then I guess it is a smart decision if we don't know the cooldown to not tower dive him with an auto attack. Apparently I have flash up. Maybe I didn't 20 seconds ago, but I should have definitely used it if I could have. Great thing about replays is I can say things like that with much more certainty than alive. On the other side, we do get a nice little flash ignite on Nunu here instead, who thought he was safe behind the turret. We get a little slap with 3-1, and we get some nice tower plates with the help of jungle and mid. I love it when this kind of thing happens and we actually capitalize on objectives like tower plates rather than the mid lane and going, it's my lane, go away. That gold is worth so much. My god, I don't even need to go back on that. That was just Jax doing stupid. Not respecting the tower, not respecting a lot of things. As you can tell, this Jax is a little small special, but that's fine. We're not here to talk about how I'm crushing Jax. We're here to talk about Duskblade. And you can tell what I think about Duskblade when I'm telling you to get Storm Razor first. The ability haste mythic passive on Duskblade is actually very nice. The lethality, not so much. It does technically do more damage than Storm Razor, but on a arguably much higher cooldown, 15 seconds as opposed to 100 static, which charges much faster, especially if you're flashing, dashing, and gale forcing, which obviously aren't. But, yep, very good. Now, I've got Serrated Duck because it does do a bit more damage than Warhammer, but you can go for Warhammer if you need more utility. But when you're going for stupid Duskblade Dark Harvest Thresh, I doubt utility's on the forefront of your mind, so no worries there. I thought Jax had left, but instead he gives me a little cheesy all-in and then immediately backs out from it, which is kind of hilarious. As you can see, he popped ult, he popped E, he did everything. It did some damage, but we're about to do that damage back to him. Shyvana's going to do some damage. We're going to try and cut him off, get in range for an auto or a hook, get the hook here. And he sidesteps very sharply, which I was not expecting. I recall this game. Box to try and prevent their advance. And then just do some pushing. Shyvana getting very aggressive. I just want to land maybe a hook or something, see if there's anything we can get here. There's no tower plates anymore. But I do land a hook on this boy, but I'm not in range for the E. And if I did go in, I'd get snowboard and killed on the tower, which would be sad. Shyvana at this point is also very confused with our intentions because it doesn't seem like I'll land anything. Do a lot of damage to Jax here, who's now on 1 health and forced to back. He doesn't even think to help Nunu. Oh, now he does. Oh, man. People only help if they're greedy. And it does. He does actually go in when Shyvana gets a bit too close and the E prevents me from attacking. But Shyvana understood. I remember this game. Now I do. With that, we're 5-1. What a meme of a game. Normally, this doesn't happen. I must stress, this normally doesn't happen. Save your stupid hard-stuck silver smurf comments to yourself, okay? Because they come up. They're kind of charming, actually. That you would assume I'm smurfing in silver. Or you assume that I'm terrible in silver. Haha. Yeah, anyway. Kind of a bullshit hook going around the minions. We get some, again, more damage. Actually, towards the end of Season 10, I was relentlessly building Storm Razor quite a lot. And no, not towards the end of Season... Yes, towards the end of Season 10. And if you remember, if you were watching back then, we were playing a lot of Mana. Oh, because that was actually good. Just very cost effective. It would cost like 2,400. Very powerful, most AD in a single item. And was easier to stack than it is now. Because you don't have to hit minions or champions. Now you do. It's a little sad because you don't want to be using abilities carelessly on minions in Thresh, and especially not Thresh top. So, very sad that we can't use Mana anymore, but it's fine. We're almost towards our Duskblade. I think I realized I don't quite have enough gold for it, and I want to just get a little more CS, get a little more gold here, maybe a Jax kill or two, and then get my Duskblade so we can start just memeing on people. As far as the whole game goes, we are 3 kills down, but 2 dragons up. Our mid lane is very much behind. I try a flash hook, miss, and decide to take a tower shot as punishment. You can tell that I hail from Team Fortress 2. So, Just gotta hook Lulu, let her know that I know she's there. Really state my dominance before moving towards getting some wards down. Hopefully Ari doesn't reach her 7th death, if we can at least tell her who's coming. Luckily, Ari wasn't particularly angry, she was just a little bit bad. We got some deaths in bot lane as well, we got some deaths in top lane. Let's not forget, one death caused by a lack of warding. It does happen. But hey, when I'm playing these games, I'm usually popping up into replays. It's usually because I am not particularly looking to get the best fucking gameplay for you. Oops, this is not family friendly anymore. Oh well. Anyway, our support, as you can see, has left bot lane to roam to top lane. I can't remember if that was because this particular AD carry was a dick, or if it was just a casual roam. I know at some point that happened, and it might be this game, but I don't remember. This Anivia is 9-1 with a Liandry's and a Seraphs and a Sork boot, and it's deadly. Look at my magic resist, 38. Tiny. Terrifying. Anyway, Ari actually comes up for a gank, and even though I miss my hook because he jumps out, she flashes, and this is the battle of the feeders, you could say. 2-6, now 3-6 versus the 1-6. Ari does win the battle of the feeders, and this gives us a lot of hope, knowing that our weakest link is actually much stronger than their weakest link. Admittedly, she did have me backing her up. Dragon just spawned, forced. Shyvana murders Nunu in cold blood. Very wonderful. This gets us a dragon. But let's talk about Duskblade, now that we've got it. So, slow this down so we have some time. Duskblade will deal 95 physical damage, which is weaker than Stormrazor's 120, but the extra damage actually comes from the extra 20 AD that it has, and of course the lethality, which plays a minor role, because it's just the auto attack that's physical, as with every champion. That's if lethality is good on Thresh, then it's good on Zilean. So we now have 2 items that do on-hit damage when we hit them. We actually have 3 if you count the shard, which is another 80, and that will become 120 when it finishes a rapid-fire cannon. We cannot go Infinity Edge yet because Duskblade is not a crit item. If you go for Gale Force, which I highly recommend instead, then you can buy an Infinity Edge at this point. And instead, just make a choice between Stormrazor and Rapid Fire. Maybe finish the other one if you need it after Infinity. Rapid Fire gives you 600 range on your first auto, and it's all about the first auto, so you want to be able to transmit it safely. You don't want to be dying, okay, at close range to deliver your quick little meme. So there are certainly Ooga Booga playstyles for AD that will just brute force kill someone and then die. Typically, brute force killing someone and then die is not actually a good use of Thresh's kit. And as we'll discuss in an upcoming video, or if you've already seen it, there are much better ways to use Thresh's kit than Ooga Boogering and dying. Like, just don't. And no, just as you'll see in the upcoming video, what I meant to say is, it doesn't even work a lot of the time. You will not see a single one-shot in this game. Not one. And so when someone's already low, it doesn't count. We do have Dark Harvest, and that's what we're playing to. We're playing to use Dark Harvest and use the damage we have to punish people that maybe step out of position. And by out of position, I mean out of position when an enemy AD Thresh is in the game and he flash up. Just kind of very conditional and very weak, but this is much better with Gale Force. Gale Force also does works with this as well by doing more damage the lower health an enemy is, so I highly recommend that as well. Giving a bit of chase here. We want to test our auto attack on someone. We see Ezreal just peek, so we try to land a hook on him. That would be very sweet and very nice. If you can get an auto attack after your box combo, it's very nice. Anyway, I don't see Jax at the top, I don't think. I'm too busy tunnel visioning on killing whoever here, so we just left Jax and Nunu up there to apparently back off. As you can see, I'm holding my auto attack like mad. I can attack the inhibitor, but for some reason I'm not. You don't lose your passive nor your static. Oh, no, sorry, you do lose your static when you hit a building. That's why I'm not attacking the. So I do have the rapid fire cannon now. As you can see, we have that. We're trying to get him out because I don't want to waste my attack on Nunu. This is a travesty, and I was actually looking for a clip like this where I'm not attacking, and you'll see that in the upcoming video, or if you've already seen it, so you know what I'm on about. It involves a Katarina. for some reason, even though it happens all the time, I wasn't able to find it. But hey, this game has been played. And I tried to make a trap, but they know I'm there. Thanks to Ezreal's shot, Jax doesn't have time to stun me before I can flash out of there with a box as well. So I can slow them and make my escape. Eat some fruit so we don't die as soon as we one-shot someone. But we just end Nunu. He did have a shield on him from Lulu, but that's not enough to get through our devastating wrath. Now, that wasn't a one-shot. We did end him rightly. Pommel throw and all. But I will never call that a one-shot. I'm still looking for one-shots because this entire game I'm actually trying to get Duskblade clips. I don't think a single Duskblade clip actually came out of this one and is used in the video. But whatever. So what we've gathered so far about Duskblade is that it's stronger than Storm Razor, but barely, and more expensive. And it doesn't even get full value because you're ranged. Whereas Storm Razor gives you full value, gives you a nice slow, which can help you in many ways. Does actually a considerable amount of damage very close to it. Going for the Anivia here, you can see I only do 50% of Anivia's health. Anivia doesn't have tanky items, but she does have Azonias, and that's enough to cause a Duskblade to fail. Like, very minor amounts of defense, and she is also like 12 kills and rather high level. It's not showing me she's dead. Okay. Well, even minor amounts of defense can kill your one-shot dream, which is why you shouldn't go for the one-shot. I talk about that in the video. But as you can see, we have started snowballing quite hard. Our Tristana is doing excessively well. Much more than my damn stupid meme build. Like, do not... If you want to be Thresh top and you want to do it, I guess, seriously, you do not build like this. Like, do this, with your mates in a pre-made because you're feeling especially saucy. Anyway, I'll get chain CC'd there, including the wall, which does have a tiny, tiny, tiny stun if it displaces you. But I die. I die both to greed a lot in this game and to the general badness of this build. We do get a nice pick here. Tristana's getting some stuff. She then gets ended by Anivia because Anivia is the fucking strong. And will die to Shyvana because she is also the strong. Seraphine trying her best to attack this Jax, but unfortunately has no damage. So can't really do anything herself. Our Trist is dead. Our Shyvana dies. Do a lot of damage to Jax here, and he's gonna get away. He goes in a straight line rather than going for the inhib or going for the Nexus. So I'm not able to predict that he would do such a thing. Instead, we take top turret. About the Baron. I think I had a big brain strat here, but it didn't get communicated well. I think that this upcoming fight actually ended okay for us, like net positive. I can't remember. But this was a big brain strat. I wanted to attack the Baron whilst the control ward had vision of us, and then leave and make a trap. Unfortunately, people outside of pre-mades like Shyvana here don't get the message quite as well, so it turns into a full-on Baron call. Now, this wouldn't be the worst Baron call in the world. They have 2 inhibs down and an exposed Nexus. If our team was already there, Tristana is coming in now, which is why I think this team fight ends up kind of decent. Seraphine being way too squishy and Jax being now actually quite strong at 7-8. He has as many kills as I do. Leads to Seraphine dying. And this turns into a second Baron call, whilst we're already quite low. Tristana calls this one herself. I don't necessarily agree with. You can see that they do a lot of damage. I'm going to die. I just barely get away with a Lantern here. And I think I want to just recall and get the heck out of here. Hard to tell what I'm going to do now. Tristana's still alive. We did get Nunu. I'm still here. Lack of Lantern. Chris will murder the Lulu, and then we'll get the Anivia, just like that. Very nice. Finally, Ezreal decides to show up. Maybe if he showed up a bit earlier, as Tristana could have died. But as I told you, it still ends up quite positive. Big Brain Strat didn't quite work. And of course would be foiled by literally any kind of Farsight ward or enemy predictive ability. I don't know. As I said, this isn't This isn't a good game. I'm just playing. Like, late at night, stupid, and trying to get Duskblade kills. As you can see, when you fight someone who's even decently tanky, chain-based motorized like this guy, the damage is significantly cut, and you cannot build Hybrid Pen outside of Divine Sundra. And Divine Sundra is bad for many reasons, and very expensive. However, I'm saying this in theory, on paper. If you want to try Divine Sundra fresh, do it. And then come back to me. Thanks for the follow. Just don't do it in ranked. Okay, don't first time Divine Sundra in ranked. You didn't hear it from me. Minions are trying to win the game, but they do correctly take the aggro here. Lulu is going to die. Almost so close to dying. The Nexus is so close to dying. This is actually such an admirable defense right now. We check the Elder. I think our support went to Elder when we all... What happened here? Did we all die? Yeah, we all died. I forgot what... Brilliant replay commentary. And we're back. There are many wards in the base. I'm assuming because someone thought we would win. And our brave support went to back door. Unfortunately, everyone was home. We get Elder Dragon. Except everything. And then go to either protect or take the Baron. I'm anticipating the enemy coming. We get a little vision of them in the mid lane thanks to Ahri and some wards and minions. Insanely powerful. Tristana and Shyvana will take the Baron without my help. And then I'll secure a few more souls. You can see I'm at 100 souls, which in 36 minutes I would say is quite bad. When you're more bruisery and more capable of 1v1s than this build is, because it is not, let's say, extremely squishy. The DPS is actually quite bad on this build because of the lack of attack. I mean, no. It's actually quite good, but you'll die. Die so fast, it's insane. As you can see, I still have tier 1 boots as well. Isn't good. This game is kind of bad, actually. It's okay, we're talking about Duskblade. The whole point of this is that it's kind of bad. Gale Force can allow you to do so much more. With far less downsides. The Duskblade stealth is neat though. But it's used more like an escape rather than like a reset tool. We kind of end the Jax, and he does go into a Guardian Angel saving him, and I didn't actually see this during the fights. But I'm busy trying to end the rest of them. I think I will take some damage. I fail my play as well. Meanwhile, Jax is just killing the rest of the team, and I'm not even watching until I turn around and just slap him and claim what is rightfully mine. I earned this victory. I got carried. But in any case, hope you've enjoyed this video of discussing Duskblade and, well, AD Thresh slapping people. That's what you come here to see, right? Hope you enjoyed. See you in the upcoming video. As I said, slated for Saturday following this video's upload. Might depend on time zone. But, yeah. And also, I hope you've enjoyed the daily uploads. They're not going to stay forever because I'm a person. I'm a human. I hope you've enjoyed. Thanks so much for watching. Take care and see you next time.